right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Habitat Community Triage for January 15th, 2019. We've got a handful of issues to go through today, so we'll just get right to it. All right. Actually, let's do this. All right. First up, no way to access confirmed members. All right. So for this one, this is a change that was made a few months back, I think. So active members includes supervisors that are currently marked as alive or suspect, or filtering out confirmed or departed ones, because we can't really, the thinking was there's nothing that you can really do with them. And we've also been thinking more that those are more low level information. Not quite sure that it's useful to pass those further up to the user. So at the moment, there isn't a way to get information about confirmed or departed members in the templates. I think for this particular thing, it would be good to have more information about the intended use case for this user. And then we can try and figure out the best way forward from there. Could I have volunteers to type that up as we move on to the next issue? Salim, could you handle that?
Sorry, I kind of missed it. Yeah, I'm happy to handle this offline. What specifically can you summarize what you need to do?
Yeah, for 5984, like, we'll keep it in needs triage, but we need more information on
Yep, I'll take care of it.
What the intended use case is. Okay, thanks. All right, so we'll move on to the next one. A rebuild request for core Ruby. Scott, can you speak to this?
So it looks like Predominant has responded in some fashion already. This is something that came up last week, chatting with Rod Kidd. Basically, Bundler right now only builds against Ruby, core Ruby, and so if you need to lock to a specific version of Ruby, you don't have a good way to do that. So we tossed around a few ideas of either including Bundler in the Ruby packages and getting rid of core Bundler, or just having a core Bundler for each of the Rubies we support. They both have trade-offs, but I'll respond to this issue and let them know what we're thinking.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. All right, what do we have here? Hab soup term panics. That doesn't sound good. This is something.
I think it's already fixed. I believe.
You were working on this, weren't you?
Yeah, that had to do with the whole there was another function that was calling some stuff on, and that got cleaned up. I think so. This shouldn't be a thing anymore.
Okay. can you follow up on that, confirm that it was fixed, and if so, make a comment in there pointing to the PR that fixed it, and then close it out?
Will do.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Builder. Sort core matches to top of search results. Thoughts on this one, Salim?
Yeah, so this one and the next one, there's a couple of search issues that were open, and I think they both make kind of sense in the context of search filtering feature. So we can, either filter them just for core or filter out unstable packages, those kinds of things. Both those make great sense. I think there's maybe a new epic or something on search filtering. There's already a whole bunch of search issues that are under search epic, but I think this is probably not as urgent as those other ones. These are both really nice to have ones, so we are open. But they can both move to backlog.
Okay. Just backlog. Did you say there were epics that this should go into, or?
I think we have to create new epics. Maybe Dave can work on that as part of the prioritization discussion that's happening.
Okay. All right. I'll put this one in the backlog for now, and move on to the next one. All right. You said this one was related, so we should probably just treat it the same. All right. All right. So I think we've already determined that this is a one that we want. So we'll just put that in the backlog so it doesn't show up in our triage and continue. I think this is the same. Yes. Security audit would be good. Reviewing all our documentation. Yeah. This is internal stuff for the team. This one is too. All right. Habitat Studio doesn't respect Minikube Docker environment variables. Wonder if a workaround for this would be using the secrets environment variables, prefacing them with no. Yeah, the Hab Studio secret _ Docker host, whatnot. Anybody else have thoughts on this particular one? Scott, would you mind maybe adding a note onto that about trying to use the secret environment variables as a potential workaround, and then maybe we can revisit it if there are some other more formal things that we can do to make that use case better.
Yep.
Okay, thanks. All right, this is an internal thing. We're going to remove the event serve interface because it was sort of an experimental thing that we didn't really push forward. We're going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is another internal planning stuff.
By the way, just a reminder, internal items should not be in these triage. They should just go into the backlog.
Yeah.
Save us some time.
Dave, would you mind just sort of running ahead on these and putting anything that was created by HAB team members into the backlog? Okay, I'm just going to scan through some of these. Okay, here's one. Volume mounts.
I just move one of the builder ones into backlog.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Sounds like there's some work here to take a look at. Adding new hooks is something that we're thinking about more broadly anyway. That makes some sense. All right. Anyone else have any thoughts on this one? All right. Kubernetes friendly health checking. Yeah, so this is around the health checking that we currently provide. Yeah. Okay, so this has some interesting implications. We currently have, I think it's an epic around more complete integration of our health checks into the system as a whole. It seems like this kind of would dovetail nicely into that work. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that on. You happen to remember, Dave, where that was? Was that this epic? The only healthy active services are included in topology elect? Thought we had something broader. I'll make a point to follow up on that one and slot it in where appropriate. AppSoup run help fails. Panicked. Entered unreachable code. That's not good. So this feels like there's something. I feel like I saw this as another issue somewhere not too long ago. Does anybody else have any memories of that?
It does seem familiar, right? I don't know what that exact issue was.
Yeah, should definitely fix that one. All right. That sounds bad. We definitely should make that have parity.
I'm wondering, like, I just ran a couple commands, and I'm wondering if that's like, because if you run help on a command that other than soup run, you get the help back, but it's because you like mistype the command. Does that make sense? And when you mistype, it says you typed it wrong.
Yeah.
And when you run the supervisor, it tries to install the supervisor first. So I kind of wonder if like it's accidental.
I know the underlying cause of this one is on when you're launching the Docker Studios for Linux, you don't actually hit the HAB Studio package. You're hitting the rootless Studio, which doesn't include any help documentation. I chatted with Fletcher last week about unifying our implementations of Studio, because I think we have 3 of them right now, Windows, Linux, and the rootless, and sort of pulling that back so that we have one code path for the Studio rather than 3. But this is something that we should absolutely fix because it's not right.
Yeah. Is there any broader work like defined in issues or epics for that yet, Scott?
I don't think so, but I've been out for 2 weeks, so.
Okay. If there's not, would you mind maybe starting up an epic and then we can slot this into that? And then when you and Fletcher are able to flesh out the ideas more, you'll already have a place for it to live.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you. All right. And then these are the ones that we did earlier. All right. Sounds good. Well, that looks like all for today. So thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you back next week.